Now let's get into what we were actually going to talk about today. Now I had an all-time high in my account with the spreads I had expiring the 4th, but unfortunately I should have listened to my gut and closed my position early because boy was I mistaken. Now I was very bullish on the tech bubble not crashing as soon as it actually did. And you might be wondering why it crashed. I'm in different Discord servers and all around many people had major drops in their portfolio, some losing 95 and others even more in their portfolio. Luckily, I had some bullish spreads on Tesla and that came to bite me, and I still have one open with the hopes of it bouncing slightly back up at least. But like I've said previously in my other videos, you have to have a high risk tolerance because when you're trading options, a lot can go wrong in the market. I go into trade having a mindset that if the stock goes down, I wouldn't be bothered in losing on that trade. That's why I can't stress this enough, that if you're going into trade options, you have to research the stock you're looking to trade, which I'm honestly going to go back to selling puts and calls because that really is my bread and butter. The risk to reward ratio is very minimal, if none at all, because you could just continue the will cycle from buying puts and actually having to purchase the stock to going back around and selling calls if you ended up owning them. Let's start to talk about the stock market crash that happened and my next moves and what they are. As you can see here in my portfolio, a week ago, I was down. I was at my all-time high with, like I said, the spreads that I had, but just as it was an all-time high, it really dropped to even lower than I ever thought. Like around September 4th, really the worst. Which my portfolio really dropped very low to where I wasn't really comfortable having those spreads. So and I didn't want to take the risk of losing even more, so I ended up closing it earlier. But as you can see here right now, I am the market's closed of course, but I am just at a standstill. Now the spread that really took me high was honestly with Tesla. As you can see here, right now on my spread also I am down a little bit, but I'm hoping that it'll bounce right back up. This one was a bullish move in my opinion, but whenever I actually did this, the Tesla price, I was hoping wouldn't drop as bad as it did. The Tesla price was around 460, 480, and so I really went lower than what I thought it could have dropped to. But even then, it's expiring on the 11th, so I'm hoping for a bounce back. But the one that really took me to my all-time high was this call debit spread that I had with Tesla at 485, which was a really bullish move buying, which it was doing so great, and I should have closed it earlier when I thought it wasn't going to get any worse. But of course, I didn't trust my gut and I made a bad mistake. But that's really what took me down. Now right now in this Tesla put also, I'm still losing because I need Tesla to at least go higher than 415. And as you can see right now, Tesla is not doing so well. Most of the tech companies are not doing so well. Right now it's at 392, as you can see after hours. I went up 11, but it was, all like even 372, it was really, really low. And if you think about it, it was really something that was bound to happen. But now let's start to talk about the stock market crash that happened and what my next moves are. The majority of the tech companies all in the red from their all-time highs. They're all doing pretty terrible, especially considering the run-up they just had. But such a huge correction in the market after Tesla and Apple stock split that made the prices just go to new time highs. QQ down to 11%. All tech looking pretty bad right now. IWM tracking the small cap is honestly faring way better than the other ones, especially the smaller companies like the smaller banks and also the cruise lines and all the airlines. They're all doing not terrible. They're all doing pretty fine and didn't get really affected. Now keep in mind, no one knows for sure why the market crashed, and you have all these different articles and analysis saying what is going on. Is it going to be this crazy? Is this going to be this crazy stock crash again? What's happening? Well, we all know that this crazy rally came from the tech sector all the way from early August all the way down to September, which I really do feel like is really dragged up by Apple and Tesla's announcement to their stock split. which the company's never changed fundamentally. It was just cutting pretty much its stock into different pieces, which contributed in this insane growth. And of course, it will drop. And of course, it will drop because honestly, it felt like a bubble. Even I felt it. Of course, I didn't pay attention to my gut. I did get hit pretty good, and if you look at my portfolio, I was pretty red until I closed some positions out, and it's not fun at all. Trust me, it's not fun at all. But this really, as I saw this post on the Wall Street Bets about how it was, and if I want to make it any simpler, this is the way to do it. Apple and Tesla, just the way they combined and they merged together into this crazy tech bubble that just was too it was just growing exponentially fast, and it just kept going up and up and up until it eventually blew up. And same with different people's accounts. Now right now, like the S&P 500 for example, if you go back into the 1 month, it had been brought down because the announcement came around this time, right around here. It's at 337. It went down. It went all the way up to 357 in a short time span. But even after that, look at this major drop. It dropped to 338. Such a huge correction. And I mean, honestly, it was bound to happen. Right now, it is bouncing right back up, but it's not like this crazy run up they just had. But a slight pullback like this, even though it is pretty painful, is necessary for the market to continue to keep going. If you look at some technical analysis, every time the market rallies a lot, it drops. Rallies a lot and drops. This time, the rally is extremely steep with little to no bumps, and the drop is extremely fierce. I think a lot of hedge funds, big monies, and also banks literally sold a large portion of their shares. If you guys haven't noticed or recall hearing that one of Tesla's biggest shareholders sold like 1 to 2% of Tesla stock, that should have been an indicator. But don't get discouraged. The worst case scenario is we might see the next few days of red, and then we'd probably be going up again. It's honestly pretty normal, so don't panic. Sell if you have stocks in red because it'll eventually bounce up. But that's really all I had for you guys in this video today. I hope this helps any individual out and learns from mistakes if you're just getting started with trading options. Close your positions early if you feel like if the stock that you have options on you feel like are not gonna go up again. Like I said, right now I'm hoping Tesla will bounce slightly back up, maybe at least breaking even or not losing as much as I would if I were to try and close it right now. Now I do have this play. I did actually look into this one right over here. It's not too bad, and I didn't want to get caught up into too much, so I did just sell a put. I did sell a put right now on it. I'm waiting until it goes through, but that really is the only thing, like I said, I'm gonna go back into doing my bread and butter, because it's a less risk that you're gonna you're gonna take, because if by any chance that it does go down, you're gonna be owning at least the stocks, and you're also gonna be getting that premium, and you always get to keep that premium. But I'm mainly gonna go back into selling puts and calls. I'm not gonna try and take such a big risk as I was trying to do. But yeah, really, I'm just trying to show you guys, and show my mistakes, and hopefully, maybe y'all don't make the same mistakes I do, because I don't want you guys to lose money or anything like that. It is very risky, and you do have to be careful, like I said, because you never know how the market is. But I know this rally was bound to come down, but usually it'll always bounce right back up. So I'm just waiting for that. Yeah, that's really all I had for you guys today. Thanks again for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or anything down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.